Alright guys, welcome back to the Shaman Bros YouTube channel. We're getting ready to put my VFN Sunoco hood on my car, and I already got part of it done. These are the rails from Motion Raceworks that they sell. It's a bolt-on kit. At this point I've already mounted the rails and drilled the holes in the hood to put the twist pins, to secure the hood down. And I'm going to take you through the process of how I did that to get these holes lined up. That way your hood fits properly. And so what I ended up doing is taking some masking tape, running it down the edge of the fender here real close, right on the edge. This masking tape over the rail itself, and run it up real tight to the fender. And where your holes are going to be spread apart, it's kind of hard to take that measurement. So what I did was I measured the end of the rail and marked it on the fender on both sides. And once I lined up the rail to where the hood was flush with the top of the fender here, I ended up pulling this tape off of here, and I knew it was like right on the edge of the fender. So I pulled it off of here, put the hood on, got the hood where I wanted it to sit. That way it had a good body line gap all the way around how I wanted it. So at that point, once I put this tape on the hood, I knew the spacing. And now to measure from the fender to the center of the hole, I ended up taking a micrometer to get that. I mean, you might not think that you need that tight of a tolerance, which you really don't, but the closer you get these holes to where they need to be as far as being center, the better off you're going to be, because we have 5 pins on each side, so 10 total so far. And then we got to do some hood pins on the front of the hood too. So you want everyone to be as close to perfect as you could possibly get it. Alright, so here we are. We got my micrometer here. I'm turning this thing on. And going up on here. Now, I'm not going to get as precise as I was. I'm just doing this as a demonstration, but I would try to find as close to center by running this, kind of up and down the fender, eyeballing it the best I can. Whatever center is looking like to me. And that, to me, looks about center. So I ended up writing 1.6235 right down by this hole here. And I would do that for each hole moving down the fender here. Try to actually put this on real quick. But anyways, we got this set up. So what I was having trouble with is I'm running up and down here, locking this down, and I would start, say I start here, hit all 4 of these, and then boom, that one doesn't want to go in. And then I go the opposite way, and I would start here and move my way down, and this one doesn't want to go in. So what I figured out was that the rivet heads, there's holes drilled into the rails for these rivet heads to drop through. So what I found out is this hood's just moving that rail just enough to where one of these rivet heads is hanging up. So when I get to one end or the other, this pin don't want to go down, but it's because it's sitting on the rivet head, not sitting flush on the bottom of the hood. So here's one of the issues. Got the hood sitting a lot lower than the bumper, but I believe that's because it's pushing on the windshield quite a bit. So we need to start trimming this back, and I believe it's going to bring back up the front of the hood to where it should sit. Also clean up a couple of these edges here to get this to sit down flush. Got to clean this up on both sides, But as far as fitment, that's the best we could get. It came out pretty good. But moving forward, both sides look the same. They're symmetrical, which is the big thing I was going for there, and to line it up best we could, make it look as clean as possible. So now I'm gonna get to pulling this hood back off, start trimming up the back of that hood scoop there so the front of the hood comes up. I wasn't really too impressed with the Motion Raceworks, the way that the front of the hood's supposed to pin down. Here are the other rails. Comes with 2 of them. You're supposed to be able to bolt these to the front bumper and then drill 4 more holes and have 4 more pins up front, but it doesn't sit quite right, so I'm gonna go with the push pin setup. Extension push pins. These are 1-inchers. They're aluminum. The rod there, the pin itself. So what I'm gonna end up doing is running a couple of little small like chromoly like bars up front, and I'm gonna weld some nuts in them and put those pins in them. That way when we go to set this hood on, it's just not moving all over the place. We set it on those 2 pins. That pretty much lines us up, and then we can run up and down the sides and you know, twist our locks down on all the rest of the hood. So that's in theory what we're looking to do. Let's get to it. All right, what we figured out after all these amazing calculations is that I'm gonna go off the intercooler bracket right here. Same on both sides. Took measurements from underneath the car to the hood to get me my distance of height on the little bars that I'm gonna be bringing up. And this is pretty close to where I was looking to get the holes in the hood. I wanted to get them between this body line and this body line. All right. So I ended up taking these nuts and grinding them down a little bit so they'll fit the end of this rod here. And we're gonna try to make this look good. So we got the Shamley Bros YouTube channel, and for those of you that have been watching, it doesn't look like we actually work together. But today, my brother finally showed up after the job was 3/4 of the way done. In
yeah, that's right.
typical Scott fashion. There he is.
Yeah, that's right. I came over here to let him know how it's done. Make sure everything's going according to plan.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's the way it goes.
So he recommended that I take and disconnect my computer so we don't fry anything. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but we're gonna take precaution.
Which probably won't be through the computer, but it could be. That's all right. Yeah, if you guys don't know too, we both have AHP welders, which are pretty badass. You can get them on Amazon, I'm sure. If you go directly to their website, you can get them there also. But it's the Alpha TIG 203 XI. A little on the cheaper side, but it definitely works very well. It works better than some of the name brand welders. I've tried a few of them. A couple of our buddies have different various ones, Miller's, Lincoln's. And this works very well for the price. 15 minutes later, we finally got an idea over here.
Yeah.
A little bit of nail polish.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you need
from the women. Aussie or assy, what the that is. Little drip drop on the top. Yeah, boy.
Clicking. It's one of the marks there you end up getting. Another one there.
Let me get up under here. Yeah, you see that? That's how it's done.
Oh man.
Yeah. Ain't no turning back now, brother. Well, at least they don't.
Well, on the eyeball, we were a little crooked-eyed on that one, but we came in pretty close on that there.
Don't look at Toya, boy.
So we set the hood up, and it was meant until it wasn't. Our posts were too straight and the hood's too crooked, and they wouldn't go into their holes. So we had to put some curvature on the post to bring it back and then come forward on a bit of an angle to get it at the right orientation. Got the finished product. Scott came in clutch. All right, we got the hood on this thing finally. It took forever. But at least it came out good in the end. Next step for the hood, we need to end up wrapping this thing, get it to match the rest of the car. I think that'll really set it off.